Next we have the rectangle. The rectangle. So a rectangle, that is a parallelogram, again, four-sided parallelogram with four right angles. Okay, so it's a parallelogram. Let me go back. Parallelogram because it has two pairs of parallel sides. Two pairs of parallel sides. The top and the bottom are parallel and the sides are parallel. Remember, that is the definition of a parallelogram. Two parallel sides. Okay? So a rectangle also has two pairs of parallel sides. So it is a parallelogram. Quadrilateral because it has four sides. A parallelogram because it has two sets of parallel sides. All right? But the difference between a rectangle and a parallelogram is that all of its angles are right angles. Now we don't have the boxes drawn in here, but if we did, it would show that all of these angles are right angles. Next is a rhombus. Rhombus. A rhombus is a parallelogram, so it has the two pairs of parallel sides, but the difference is that all of its sides are the same in length. So all the sides of a rhombus have the exact same length as each other. That's the difference between that and just any old regular parallelogram. Okay, next we have the square. And that's just exactly like a rhombus, except with the rhombus, except unlike the rhombus, here we go, its angles are right angles. With your rhombus, the angles are not right angles. It has two sets of parallel sides, but the angles are not right. With a square, you have two sets of parallel sides. Each side, it has the same length as the other, but its angles are right angles. Phew, a lot to remember, right? Okay, so when you are looking at your book on page 7, you have all those shapes, those 5 shapes that we just talked about, and you'll see that they have little tick marks on them. Those tick marks, remember, that shows that a side is equal to another. So look at your parallelogram. It has one tick mark on the sides. That would be showing that your length on those sides is the same. Then you have 2 tick marks on the top and the bottom. That shows that the top and the bottom have the same measure. When all of the lengths and angles have the same measure, we call them a regular polygon. When all of the lengths and measures, all of the sides and angles, have the same length, same measure, all of the sides and angles have the same length, the same measure, we call that a regular polygon. Regular polygon. Okay, now let's talk about your favorite area and perimeter. Woo! Do a happy dance. No? No? Okay. I tried. All right, so we're going to talk about area and perimeter. These are 2 very, very, very important concepts, and I know that sometimes it's not, the most fun to do, but you guys have got this. So, woo! Happy days, right? We're starting out with these because by now this is something that you understand it very well, and you're going to do just fine. Okay, let's start with perimeter. So perimeter, it comes from a Greek word. Peri means around, and metron means measure. So when you put peri and metron together, that means you're measuring around. So that's what you're doing when you are finding perimeter, is measuring around your shape. So look at this shape that I have right here with the blue numbers. We're going to find the perimeter. We want to find the distance all the way around. So the easiest way to find perimeter is just add up all the sides. That's all you got to do. So if we look at this to add it all up, we have a slight problem, but only a little one. We're missing the measures of some of the sides. We don't know this one right here, and we don't know this one right here. We have to know that in order to actually find out our perimeter, but I'm going to show you exactly what to do. So, you have right here, this side is 9, this side is 15. You know, the top here is 4, this here is 3, and these 2 sides are 5. Okay? Using this information, I want to now find this piece. Well, there's 2 things. I know that from here to here is the same as from here to here. That didn't change, okay? This length down here is the same if I were to go all the way across up here. So 4 plus 3, that's 7. So that means this piece that's left over, when you add it to 4 plus 3, equals 15. So you can do that math, 15 minus 7, and you have 8. So 4 plus 8 is 12, plus 3 is 15. So altogether it equals 15. But there's actually an easier way to do this. Since I can clearly see that these 3 pieces equal this total, I don't actually have to do any math. I just know that this side, and this side all together equals 15. So that's my top, that's my bottom. So I have 15 for the top plus 15 for the bottom. Now over here I have 9 for this side. Now I have this piece, which is 5. This piece, which is 5. And now I'm just missing this piece. Now one more thing I want to call your attention to, make sure you don't forget this piece and this piece on the inside. After you've found that this is 15, that doesn't mean you can just erase these pieces. You still need them. They're still part of the overall perimeter, so you still have to have that, okay? All right, so now I'm just missing this one last side. Well, this side is just as tall as this side. It wouldn't be just as tall, or I could know, let me say that again, try again. Okay, let me try again. So this side, I would see that it wasn't the same length if this number was different. But since these are both 5, and the height here didn't change, it doesn't slant. The height here doesn't change, it doesn't slant. Everything, our book tells us it's a right angle. Every side is at a right angle. That means there are no slanting lines. Then I know that from here to here is the same, from here to here is the same, these heights are the same. So since these heights are the same, that means this side and this side are exactly the same. They have the same measure. So if this side is 9, that means that this side is 9. So it's all 9, okay? Add it together. 15 plus 15 is 30, plus 9 is 39, plus 5 and 5, which is 10, is 49, plus 9 more is 58. And we're just going to put units since we don't have whether it's centimeters or meters or whatever it is, okay? Make sure that you always put your units.